Hey y'all, so today's topic is going to be how to level up mentally when it comes to these relationships, okay? And especially when it comes to men. And the reason why I just make this platform is because, and no shade, but I just see it as such a blessing that I've learned certain lessons so early in life, as opposed to, I could have been 40, 50, 60, just now realizing things about relationships and about men and like how they operate and things like that, So I'm just so thankful that even though I did have like some traumatic experiences when it comes to relationships, I'm thankful that I went through that when I did, because now it's like, I just can peep stuff like, and fortunately now I'm in a great relationship. And I'm in love and I consider myself in love and all of that. So, it also goes to show that it worked out. Like somebody who just didn't see it happening for me anytime soon, it came out of nowhere and it happened, So I feel really fortunate, about my experience and my story. And now I just want to use that to help other young women, because I'm tired of seeing us just be naive when it comes to men and relationships and the things that they do and why they do them. And I've learned from my experience that I don't mind giving you the game so that you don't have to go through what I went through mentally, So yeah, so I just wanted to drop that disclaimer and give y'all a little bit of reason and purpose behind this video, and just some credibility. It's not that I'm just coming here and just saying something that sounds good. Like, no, I really went through some things, and we'll really get into that like as I make more videos and give y'all some more stories. We'll definitely get into things I went through and things I've learned, So, but without further ado, let's start the video. So, how to level up mentally. So when it comes to relationships, you never want to be into a space where you need the validation of a man. You never want to let him know that you're so desperate for his approval that you'll do anything to get it, that you're almost in a spot of earning it, if that makes sense. Like, and don't get me wrong, like you should always present yourself as your best self and do what it takes to, if you like a guy, do what it takes to show yourself that you're a good catch and show your best qualities and things like that. But never let a man put you in a position to where he has you just competing with other women. He has you just out here doing overtime trying to impress him, when first of all he should have been pursuing you. So that's number one. Like, think of yourself as a valuable, rare jewel and treat yourself as such. So that means that you shouldn't be afraid to sit back and let someone pursue you. And that doesn't mean that they have to chase you forever. But if you're interested in a guy, like, it's nothing wrong with a healthy pursuit. You don't have to make it like just so open and easy for him, especially if you want him to just like work for you a little bit. It's nothing wrong with making him work for you. Nothing wrong with that. And you're valuable enough and you're worthy enough for that. And if he doesn't want to work for you, and if he acts like that's too much work, then just let him go get what's easier. Like, like, it should be no problem. It should be no brainer. Like, you shouldn't be that invested and that desperate to where it's like, oh, well, let me not make it too hard on him because, he's interested, so let me just take what I'm given. That's another thing. You do not have to take something just because it's offered to you. Let me say that again. You do not have to take something just because it's offered to you. So if you feel like it's just been a long time since somebody has showed interest in you, and you see this man and he seems interested, but you don't want to scare him off by making him work for you, like, don't allow him to be lazy. Like, let him show his self-approval. Like, let him show that he wants to be a gentleman. He wants to treat you like a lady. He wants to take you on a real date and actually court you like you deserve to be courted and to get to know you. But that just stems from just knowing your worth, like, if you have something valuable that in your possession, you're not just gonna give it away. You're gonna make sure it's going to the right hand. So just think of it in that sense and treat yourself accordingly. Tip number 2 is just never to underestimate the fact that people can change their minds. People can wake up one day and they can feel differently. And not saying that you should be afraid of that, but just always understand that you have to be so secure in yourself and love yourself enough to say, okay, if this person walked away today, if this person decided he want to go chase another woman, or he wants to cheat or not be with me or whatever, you cannot allow that to crumble your self-esteem and who you are. You cannot allow that to, you can't internalize that. That's the word I'm trying to say. You cannot internalize how other people treat you or what they choose to do. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly believe what's for you will be for you. So that means if things are separating themselves from you, if people are walking away from you, then let them go. Let them go in the direction they want to go in. Obviously, that's not what's meant for you. So why not make room for what is really meant for you? Just to give y'all a little background about that, I remember myself personally, I would just try to hold on to certain people so tightly because I'm just like, okay, like I want this person in my life. I was convinced I needed this person, I was convinced I needed this person in my life, and I was not willing to let them go. And, you know, it didn't matter to me how much they were showing me that it didn't matter if I stayed or I went, they would be straight. Like, it just was certain things I wasn't paying attention to that allowed me to settle and allowed me to just put up with anything because I felt like I needed this person, I wanted this person so bad and stuff like that, and I didn't want them to walk away. But when I tell you, when I started to just like put myself first and put my needs first and say, okay, like, this is not serving me. This person clearly isn't interested in improving what we have going on as I'm interested in it. So, you know, let them, like, just let it go. Like, and it wasn't that simple. It was actually, you know, a very tough mental battle for me. But I feel like once I conquered the mind, once I was able to believe in my head, like, Aisha, you deserve better, and better is out there. And not just saying it, but actually believing it. I think that changed my entire life, like, in my entire aspect of dating. Because now it's like, you know, it just showed me, like, you know, your belief system is so powerful. As long as you don't believe that, as long as you believe that you deserve the bare minimum and you deserve what this person is giving you, that you're settling with, that's what you're gonna get, and that's what you're gonna keep getting, and that's all you'll have. But if you believe differently and you actually take the time to instill that thought in yourself, even if you don't believe it right now, I truly believe that you will manifest better for you, as that has happened with me. I've seen it happen. So yeah, it's a belief system, it's a mindset. And I may have kind of touched on this, but you have to stop seeking others' approval. And that's not even just from men thing, that's from anybody. Stop seeking other people's approval. I don't care if you walk into a room of people that you don't know and you feel insecure and you're nervous to walk in. Do not let them see that. You walk in that room and you straighten your shoulders and you walk with a purpose, like you deserve to be there and you deserve to be in the room. Like, there's so many times where I'm nervous to go somewhere, I'm nervous to talk, or I'm nervous to be in a room with people I don't know, but it's like, it's so much power in just going in that room and walking like, you know, I know who I am, like not looking down and not like, you know, like I'm scared, but walking with a purpose, like, yeah, I'm here and, you know, this is me and this is what you're gonna get. And again, that just goes with just embracing who you are and just not being afraid to show that, not being afraid of, oh, what are they gonna think of me? You know, don't go into places with that mindset of what are they gonna think of me? What are you gonna think of them? You know, what are you gonna think of them? What value do they bring to you? Like, walk in rooms like you have a purpose, okay? So the next thing I would say about this topic is to train yourself to have a strong mind. So that means that even though you have confidence in yourself or you love yourself, you believe in yourself, you will encounter those people who have something to say about that and who will make it their mission to diminish that and to make sure that you stay small. And in those moments, like, that's when you really have to show up and stand firm. Like, it's easy to do that when everybody is nice and applauding you, but you're gonna receive that backlash at times from people who just call themselves humbling people, or you know, want to keep other people low because they aren't bold enough to do what you do. You have to stand firm in those moments. Like, you cannot let that deter you. Like that's something I've learned, because I've learned that people rarely are justified in the way that they try to attack you or come for you. Like, it's usually an insecurity about them. Like, so it's like, I don't even internalize that anymore. I don't internalize people who try to treat me bad or talk about me, because I'm just like, okay, you have nothing better to do than to talk about me or say something about me, when, you know, I'm being nice to you, I'm being positive to you. So it just goes to show, like, when people have nothing else going on and when they're miserable, they can't give no compliments, they can't applaud the next person. Like, feel sorry for people like that. Pray for people like that. Don't try to don't do backflips to try to get them on your side. You never will, because they don't even like themselves. So it's like, they have such a hard time, you know, with your presence and your light and your radiance, that, you know, they can't acknowledge it. And that's fine. You know, some people are going to be like that, and you have to you can't let it change your mind about yourself, because that's their goal. You know, that's those type of individuals, that's their goal in the first place. The last tip I would say to level up your mindset is to stay away from negative men and negative women. And when I say that, I mean those people who always have something bad to say, always complaining, always, and in a dating aspect, I'll say those people who complain about how much they have to spend, or, you know, just want to change you, or they just always have a problem with something, or, you know, want to push your boundary. Like, those type of people, stay away from people like that, man. Just stay away from people that cannot respect you, people that's gonna bring your energy down, because eventually hanging around that's just gonna, all of their insecurities, I thoroughly believe that insecurities can be projected onto other people. So, you know, stay away from people like that, with mindsets like that. Again, that just ties into the thing of people wanting to bring you down and humble you. You know, when people see your light, they just want to diminish it because they feel no light about themselves, or they have no self-esteem themselves. So yeah, that is my tips to level up your mindset. I thoroughly hope that this video was helpful and that you got something valuable out of it. And I will be making more, so please stay tuned. And I hope y'all have a fabulous night. And I'll see y'all in the next one.